Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and happy Monday. Hopefully you guys had a great weekend and finished up those 6 workouts last week that we were shooting for. And just want to say great job for you, for those of you that were able to do 3 straight weeks with 6 workouts. Now, even though today is the 31st end of the calendar month, we're going to consider this Monday, day 1 of a new month. So we are going to switch things up yet again, except for today, Monday, is going to be our Monday morning mobilities, just to do what we've been kind of doing, and that's acclimate the body and prime and prep the body for the upcoming workload that we're going to put the body under. So no weights, no bungees, no bands, no bells or balls or pipes or any of that, just your mat or some open space. And we're going to go through some of our Monday morning mobilities, some of those movement mobilities, and hopefully we can loosen up the body and get you geared up and ready to rock this week. So without any further ado, let's get this party started. So we're going to start on our back on our mat. We're going to do the high knee pull. We're going to do 2 sets like we typically do, but that non-working leg is going to be bent. But I do want you to push the foot, into the ground a little bit. So you are going to do your high knee pull, but you are almost going to kind of go into a single leg glute bridge just a little bit. High knee pull and then relax. Okay, we're going to go 10 repetitions on this guy. We'll count this as number 1. 2 of 10. 3. Stretch it. 4. 5. And I'm just trying to tighten up that left side. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Now maybe you noticed, maybe you didn't, but I kind of held the first round, or the first few repetitions overhand or over the knee, and then second. Doesn't really matter which way you grip. I kind of feel a little bit stronger if I go under the thigh and kind of pull. But this one just flexes that knee a little bit. So I like to start off with that. All right, so we're on our second leg, second side. 10 repetitions, same thing. Now my non-working leg is now my right leg. So I'm going to kind of push that into the ground just a little bit. What we're trying to do is we're trying to activate that other side instead of it just kind of hanging out and doing nothing and being worthless. We're going to try and have it do something. All right, 6. Now I'm going to switch that grip and I'm going to go underneath. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Okay, non-working leg is going to be straight. And I'm going to pull, and I'm actually going to go alternating on this one just to mix it up a little bit. Still 10 and 10. Or, I'm sorry, still 10 apiece. It'll just be 10 and 10. 3. 4. Now remember, you do have that option of sitting up on it and then pulling back, or bringing the knee towards you and lying down. You can go to the heel to the opposing hip. You do have a lot of freedom, and especially as we progress and move and continue on, you will have a lot of freedom as far as how you do things. You'll find some that work better for you and some that are harder for you, and you're going to want to have that balance between the easy and the difficult. Let's say that's 7 and 7, just because I have no idea. 8. 8. 9. 9. 10. 10. All right, so real mini spinal rockers. Now, if these are difficult for you, you don't necessarily have to do them. Just bring both knees to your chest and try to relax. You're achieving the same thing. By doing the spinal rocker, it's an easier progression when we fast forward down and go into those roll to V sets. So that's why we kind of throw those in. All right, so First set, next exercise, non-working leg is going to be bent to make it easy. You do not have to push your foot into the ground on this one. We're going to go lying leg kicks, okay? 10 repetitions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch legs. Non-working leg set 1 is going to be bent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, second set. We're still doing 10 repetitions, still doing lying leg kicks, but that non-working leg now is straight and driving the heel into the ground, pushing into the ground, similar to what we did that first set. Now, the driving the foot into the ground is not anything different on this exercise. 2, 3, 4. We're going to 10. 5 up, 5 more to go. 7, 8, 9, 10, and switch it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, second set. Again, spinal rockers, just a little bit easy on the spinal rockers. Maybe you come up a little bit, maybe those feet end up touching the floor in front of you, or maybe spinal rockers are not so good for you. You have what's called a lower trunk torso rotation. Bend the knees, go from side to side. You can bend the knees, you can grab your feet, bring heels into your butt, you can and heels into your hammies and kind of hang out. But the spinal rocker is one that we're going to want to go into just so that roll to V sit is not very difficult. All right, third exercise here. We're going to go reverse scorpion kick. So that's the lying leg kick and then bring it across your body. But we're also going to do that leg whip. So the reverse scorpion kick is across your body. The leg whip is to the outside of that body. So hands, elbows into the ground to kind of limit that upper body from moving. Here's my reverse scorpion kick. And then bring it all the way across. 1. I'm going to do 5 of these. Come across. Open up. There's 2. Come across. Open up. There's 3. 4. And there's my 5. Reset. Switch it over. Other side. So now it's going to be my left leg. Up, over, and then all the way across and outside my hips, outside my midline. So this is across my body towards you guys. Then up and over to the outside. Replace it to the beginning. 1. 2. And exhale as you go down. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Because when the body wants to resist it and fighting it, or get something gets difficult, your body's going to hold your breath and tighten up to kind of protect itself. We want to exhale to limit that tightening. We're not trying to get tight on this one. And 5. All right, pick your poison. Reverse scorpion kicks all the way up. Spinal rockers all the way up. Or your lower trunk torso rotation. Or I think it's called, well, whatever. You're bringing your knees up to your chest. Not child's pose, maybe baby's pose or something like that. Whatever the yoga term is for it, there's a name for it. I'm going to do 2 more spinal rockers here. 1 more spinal rocker here. And that's that. Okay, so as long as we're on our back, now I'm going to try and do my double leg glute bridge. Okay, and I'm really going to focus on the squeeze, the peak contraction, or what we have called the Mississippi squat, the Mississippi squeeze, okay, where there's a little bit of an extra pause. When you're at the bottom of your squat, it's that 1/1000, okay? And when we're doing this, we're gonna do the same darn thing. We got 10 repetitions, double leg glute bridge. 3, 2, 1, and go up. 1/1000. Now focus on the feel and the form, the butt, the hammies, the low back. Every now and then it's good to kind of palpate and touch and make sure your muscles are activated, and then relax. We got 10 repetitions and up. 1, up, 2, up, 3, up, 4, up, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, last set. Spinal rockers now turns into the full-blown roll to V-sit. And we're gonna do 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now remember, when you're doing those roll to V-sits, you can reach out in front of you, in between your toes, exhale and reach out as far as you can. I was doing a combination of all of them. I was reaching to the middle, I was rotating and reaching opposite arm to the foot that I was going towards. The other ones I was just trying to stretch and hold and breathe. So on those, it's just kind of rolling out the back, rolling out the spine, rounding and rolling the back, where everything else that we're trying to do, we're trying to give real proper and up tall and uptight and good thoracic extension from a postural standpoint. So we want to do the opposite of it. Okay. All right, so now let's go ahead and do our regular hip mobilities. Now what I want to do is I want to do this one a little bit different. We don't need to do your fire hydrants, we don't need to do your donkey kicks, but I do want to do a donkey kick to hip circle. So when we do our hip circles, we just kind of keep that knee bent and go in a circle and go in a circle. What I want to do is I want to do that donkey kick. I want to go from a bent leg to a straight leg and then do my hip circle. Okay, so we're essentially just doing the hip circle. We're just making it super, super, super exaggerated. All right, so you're gonna do the donkey kick, a straight-legged donkey kick, or hip extension here, and then cycle it through. Okay, we're gonna go 5 repetitions each side. 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, same thing. I'll turn around so you can see it, but it is the same darn thing. Okay, it's basically a kickback, or what's called hip extension. Okay, but we're doing the straight-legged donkey kick to hip circle. 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's my 5. All right, that was my left side. I went right then left. So I'm gonna be back to my right side, right leg, right hip, right butt. I'm gonna do my pigeon pose. Okay, so if my right side is my stretching leg, I'm gonna step back with the left. Now I'm gonna hold for a 5 count down and a 5 count up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and switch. So now you just bring that left leg up and step back or stride back with that right side, and we're going to do the same thing. 10 total, but 5 and 5. Collapse down, and remember, you can rotate and reach if you want to. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time again. All right, bring that right leg up. All right, I'll face you guys so you can kind of see what we're trying to do. Now, we have done this a couple of times. I think I'm gonna move my mat. We're gonna do an adductor or an inner thigh / groin stretch. Now, this is just a hold, and like I said, we've done this a couple of times. This is just a hold, and everybody's gonna be just a little bit different as far as what they can hold and how far they can go. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my knees on the outside or the edge of my mat. Now, maybe you could go a little bit wider than your mat. That's fine. Maybe you don't go as wide as your mat. That's also fine. But I'm on the tops of my feet and my toes are touching, okay? What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to sit back butt to heels, whatever my knees allow, whatever my hip and my butt can get to, and I'm going to try and sit down to start. Trying to keep like pushing myself back so that my weight doesn't come forward and my hips come up. So just because I go down, if my hips come up, then we're defeating the purpose. So collapse down, trying to push yourself back as much as you can and collapse down. And we're gonna hold for a 10 count. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Adjust your stance, so now your feet and your knees are a little bit closer together, a little bit more of a normal width. And we're gonna do that upward facing dog. And trying to push yourself away so that your neck and your head don't drop into your shoulders. We don't want to shrug unless you're doing shrugs. Squeeze the butt so that there's no issue or pinching or squeezing in the back and the butt. Now, I'm on the top of my feet because I'm not wearing shoes. If you are on the top of your feet in the shoes, that's fine. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the balls of my balls of my feet, and I'm going to basically do a downward dog. But I'm going to slowly come back, slowly come back, slowly come back like an inchworm. Stand all the way up. Little bit of a break and shake. Okay? Now, just because I'm standing doesn't mean I'm going to do my standing hip mobilities. I'm just breaking between exercises. I am going to drop down into that super squat because we don't want to get away from that from a hip mechanic standpoint. So let's go ahead and sit it down. Now, being no weight or barefoot or on a soft surface, if you're on your mat, it is going to be a little bit more challenging. So do kind of reach those arms out in front of you, but the goal still remains the same, keeping your heels down. Okay? And I'll pull up my watch and let's do our normal 30 seconds and go. And this is just a hold. Now, if you do find yourself shifting, just know if you're barefoot and or on a mat, it is going to be harder to hold. So you'll find that your ankles, your feet are working just a little bit harder. 10 more seconds. Then when you're on your feet or in your shoes and you got the support and the structure from your shoes and you got the heel a little bit higher than the balls of your feet, and time. So we're going to come up. Okay, just like we kind of do a partial squat to stand, but now we're standing all the way up. All right, so last one here. We're going to do our groiners. We're going to go 10 groiners apiece with an elbow drop and a rotation. Okay, so 10 repetitions apiece. So it's going to be a little bit of a longer set. Is it 1 minute? I don't know. But it is going to be, we are going to make sure we get 10 quality repetitions. All right, so groiners alternating or 10 on one side, 10 on the other, doesn't matter, but every time reset. Okay, and let's do it. So now we're going to do that elbow drop. Exaggerate the elbow drop. If you put your back knee on the floor, that's fine. You're going to pin that down. Get down, get down, get down. And then you're going to do the same thing. Rotate up, rotate up, rotate up, rotate up. All right, 1. Switch it over. Elbow drop. Okay, so now after that first one done, it won't take as long each exercise, or I'm sorry, each repetition. 1. All right, here we go. And elbow drop. And T rotation up to the ceiling. 2. Elbow drop. T rotation. 2. 2 apiece. Elbow. 3. 4, 4. All right, this is going to be 5 and 5, so you are going to be halfway. Now, whether you are with me on pace or faster or slower, just know you got 10 apiece. Now, if you do want to hang out a little bit longer on the elbow drop, that's going to be a little bit more for that lead leg. When you rotate, you're still getting that lead leg, but then it kind of picks on that back side, that rear leg, the hip flexor. So both of them are going to be good. One might be more beneficial for you than the other. Everybody's a little bit different. So those are going to be a couple things to keep in mind. Because I'm doing it this way doesn't mean that's the only way. I'm trying to give what's good for everybody, but there are some things that are better for you guys. There's going to be some exercise and movements that you're going to be like, oh, that's not so terribly difficult, and I'm struggling. All right, let's go one more piece. My T rotation. Here's my elbow drop. And my T rotation. Good. Okay, break, 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 and shake. Now, one thing that's good about the Monday Mobilities is because it's short, sweet, very to the point and direct, we are trying to loosen up our midsection, our hips specifically. Okay. One thing that you can do is because it's so short and so quick, one, go back and do it again. Yeah, that's cool. That's a good idea. That's possible. You double dip and go through it again. Once you're loosened up, you'll have a bigger, freer range of motion. Or roll out, or cardio, or go back and hit one of our other previous workouts and do it again. If you have the time, go ahead and use that time accordingly. Just know that mañana we're coming back swinging for our total body weights. Okay? So have a great Monday if you're doing this in the AM. I hope you had a great day if you're doing this in the PM. Nonetheless, everybody, great job, and we'll see you tomorrow.